What's up? Welcome back to Southern Maryland Squarebodies. Today we're back to work on the budget C10 build. This is my $500 C10 that I bought a few years ago. In the last video you saw us get the original drivetrain pulled out of the truck, and we kind of talked about the baseline for what this build's going to be. So now it's time to get the rest of the front clip pulled off, get everything cleaned up on the frame, get all the lines and everything out of the way, and get some paint on here and freshen this thing up a little bit to get us ready to start going back together and get the motor set in and, you know, get all the stuff done on the front end of the truck before we start focusing on other parts. So let's get to work. Thank you for watching.
Well, I would have lost that bet. I never would have thought them 3 bolts would have come out, especially because all I did was spray them with some WD-40. 2 of them on that side broke, and they've been soaking in power steering fluid for days. So whatever. I'm okay losing a bet. But something else that sucks is this little spot on the core support. She is rusted out. But that's pretty much just a flat spot, so it's a very easy fix. I believe I'm just going to fix this instead of replacing the whole core support, because I can fix that one little spot, throw some paint up on this thing, make it look good, and we'll be in good shape.
All right, I'm going to put some degreaser on the frame and let it sit there and do its magic while I weed eat my fence line, because it looks terrible. Typically for a smaller job, I'd be using Sweet Patina Get Gone. It's a great product from Sweet Patina, but for today, because of how much I'm using, I went on Amazon and bought a big jug of simple green purple green. Bought a big jug of purple green, and yeah, I'm gonna dilute it like they say, 1:3 ratio, and spray it on here and let it sit while I weed eat. Then I'm going to pull the power washer out and try to get this thing cleaned up pretty good so I can start getting paint on this thing hopefully soon. All right, I got everything weed eated around here. It looks a whole lot better. I'm happy with it. Everybody's happy. My wife is, mom, everybody, and that's good. So now I can get back to playing with my toys. The degreaser's been sitting on here for probably 3 hours or so while I got everything hit with the weed eater. So it gave it time to really work and break down, you know, all the grease and grime that's on the frame. We're going to get this thing cleaned up with the power washer and get this thing in good shape and get it ready for paint. Make it look a whole lot better. I'm going to do the top of the frame and everything first, and then this is something that you're really going to stay and watch and see how it turns out. I'm going to try to take my tractor and pick the front of the truck up so I can get, you know, the tires off of there and you know, get underneath of it a little bit better. We're going to find out how that goes, but I think it'd be a little bit easier to power wash under it, you know, with it up in the air some. That's the plan. We'll see what happens. Stay tuned and hope that I don't die and y'all don't witness nothing bad happen to me on YouTube here. But for now, let's get the power washer fired up and get this truck cleaned up a little bit. based on what my tractor's rated to lift versus what the truck weighs with, you know, the front clip and the drivetrain out of it. ChatGPT says my tractor should lift up the front of my truck, and we're going to find out. They gave me this awesome diagram to help guide me with how to set up my rigging gear, and I'm not too sure that I'm going to follow what ChatGPT is telling me to do, because it looks a little sketchy to me. But I'm not a professional. I'm only a redneck in my backyard doing dumb things, but I just have a feeling what ChatGPT is telling me to do ain't gonna work. I know how I want to rig it up, so I'm gonna make that happen. Gonna see if the old tractor's got it in her, and if it don't, then we're gonna go to plan B. Plan B is to be determined, but that's all right. I do a lot of things on the fly. I'm horrible at planning, so we'll see how it plays out. But for now, we're gonna see if the old Kubota will lift this truck up. All right, we got this spreader bar here hooked to the D-ring in the bucket. Got a clevis on it, and it's got these J hooks down here. I got chains on the truck. I'm gonna pretty much make a sling out of the chain. Come up here, attach it to the J hooks, and say a prayer. The truck is in the air, the tires are off, everything's pretty solid. I trust it enough just to power wash real quick, so let's get that taken care of so we can get this thing set back down on the ground before something happens.
For these little spots, just doing a touch up, I am going to use this awesome product from Sweet Patina, the Get Going Degreaser, because see, it's just a couple little spots, like, you know, behind the gearbox here where couldn't really power wash that, you know, little odds and ends. This is perfect for those little spots. So we're going to use this, get the oil and grease cleaned up, and then we're going to wire wheels. Alright, so when you come to Harbor Freight, this is the gun that you're going to want to get. Central Pneumatic, $17. That is the best thing to get for doing just some bullshit paint work that you're not too serious about. Just use the gun, do what you got to do, and then throw the gun away when you're done.
All right, it is paint time. So you see we got the Harbor Freight gun, Rust-Oleum Satin Black, got a mixing cup, got a little homemade mixing paddle thing that I made, got acetone. This is all we're going to need to get this frame painted, get everything together so that we can lay some paint down on this thing. So you see I got the spray gun put together. It's pretty basic. Screw the lid on, put a fitting in. First thing you're gonna wanna do is take the lid off, stick a little bit of acetone down in here. Clean the gun out one time real good. You might notice I don't have a regulator down here. I thought I had a regulator that went on this end. I can't find it, so I just turned the regulator down for the whole air system on the wall. Be close enough for what we're doing. We ain't laying down no high dollar paint. We're just slapping some Rust-Oleum on the truck frame. So this will be good enough. Throw a little acetone down in there. Make a huge mess. That part's important. Make a huge mess when you do it. Put your lid back on. Don't want to dump out everything you just poured in. So I don't know if you can really see it. Let me walk up here in the shadows. This little mixing paddle right here, put it in a drill, you spin it around, mix your paint up. Now we're going to mix it in this cup. This mixing cup, it's got pretty much all of the measurements on there for however, 1 to 1, 2 to 1, so on and so forth. This thing, for what I'm doing, it's not necessary, but if you're mixing something, a little bit higher quality paint that costs a couple dollars, they really need the ratios correct, these things come in handy. I think I'm gonna mix it a little less than 1 to 1. I don't quite want it 50-50. On the 1 to 1 line, I dumped it to the 6, and I'll show you what I mean. On the 1 to 1 line, there's a 6 down here. That's 12 ounces of paint. If we wanted to mix it a true 50-50, I would pour the acetone up to this 6, and that would be 12 ounces paint, 12 ounces acetone. I'm not going to quite put that much acetone in, so I'm going to eyeball it. All right. So let's put a little bit of acetone in here. Might be good. It actually, I wound up pouring it 2 to 1 ratio. So it's not super thin, but it's thin enough that Harbor Freight Purple Gun has a 1.4 tip. That means the tip is 1.4 millimeters. You can't spray real thick paint through it. It ain't going to be too happy if you do. I want to make this very, very clear. I am not a painter. I am a hillbilly, period. So I don't really know how this is gonna turn out. It's always a guess anytime I'm painting something. Sometimes it turns out okay, sometimes it turns out terrible, and I end up sanding it off and redoing it. So let's see how it goes. Man, what a difference, right? I am super pleased with how this turned out for being just a quick budget paint job. I didn't spend a lot of time or effort on it, and you know, it shows in some spots, but that's okay. This ain't a show truck. Like I said, I'm polishing a turd, and this old turd cleaned up okay. So I'm not disappointed with that. And we're one step closer to getting the motor set back down in this thing. So that is definitely awesome. I love when you can visibly see progress moving forward now. You know, so far we've pulled the motor out, we've pulled the trans out, we've taken the whole front clip off of it. You know, that's moving forward, but going backwards. I finally got to a point now where it's time to start going in the other direction, and that's always exciting. There's still a couple things I want to address before we actually start setting the motor back in here. The rust on the firewall, I'm going to get that cleaned up and seal those holes back up, so, you know, at a minimum, water quits running in the cab and we don't get wet feet. At first I wasn't going to mess with it, but my neighbor Kyle Fannin, he came over and we were talking about the build and all, and he had suggested that I do that to keep water out of the truck, and I was like, you know what, yeah, that's a great idea. For cosmetic reasons, I wasn't going to worry about it, but for functionality of keeping water out of the truck, yeah, definitely. Because like I said before, I'm about 5 years or so away from starting the frame off restoration on this truck, so all of the rust is going to get fixed really well when I start that. But for right now, I do want to keep water out of the truck, so at least my halfway solid cab can stay a little bit solid, and it'll be a little bit less rust that I gotta fix in a few years. That'll probably be in the next video, getting some of the items taken care of on the firewall so that I can get that cleaned up and painted. While everything's out of my way, then yeah, we'll go from there. I got a pile of boxes sitting next to my motor of motor parts that I got to put on so that everything's buttoned up and ready to drop in the truck. We're going to be doing all new brake lines, fuel lines, master cylinder, brake booster, you know, all the brake system pretty much is going to be new. Then, you know, obviously the wiring and everything with the Holley terminator setup. So it's plenty to do, plenty that's going to happen. But for right now, I am super happy that I was at least able to get this far, and it looks a whole lot better. But that's it for this video. Thank y'all for watching, and if you enjoyed it, make sure you give me a like, drop a comment, let me know what you think. If you have any input, any questions, any comments, I'd love to hear it. I love hearing from you guys. Thank you for everybody that does leave comments. If you want to follow along with this build, make sure you subscribe, because it's going to be a lot of fun getting this truck put together. It's going to be awesome when it's finished, and I hope you guys can join me for every step of the way. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.